Hi y'all! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I'm Melody, and on this channel I discuss fragrances every Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So if that interests you, I would love it if you would subscribe. Today I'm sharing what I wore last week. It's a little perfume journal that I like to keep, so if that interests you, please keep watching. So fortunately for our family, it's been a pretty uneventful week. If you've seen the last two videos, they were pretty eventful, to say the least. So for this week, I just did a lot of testing of different fragrances, wearing samples for a variety of different videos that I'm planning on filming, or I have filmed and are coming up. So I'll go over those a little bit, but you'll get more in-depth reviews or opinions on them in those videos. But for this week, there's just a whole lot of testing of things, and not much else to it. So on Sunday, I wore a whiff of Wafflecone. I really love this vanilla. I like that burnt caramel kind of cone smell. I actually get less vanilla in here, and I get a lot more of the caramel, and a little bit of the cinnamon, and a little bit of like this burnt caramelized smell. But I was just taking it easy and decided to put this on and edit some videos, and so that was my scent for Sunday. On Monday, I was feeling a little bit more adventurous and decided to put on Black Perfecto. This is a fragrance that I have been struggling with. I don't know how I feel about it. The cherry is a little sour for my liking, and it just comes off a little harsh to my nose, and that leather is not something that feels like me. However, I still want to give it some more time, and so I figured on that day, I'm like, let me try something that's a little bit not my vibe and see how I feel about it. So I wore this, and I'm growing to like it more and more. Part of me is still wondering if this would be on the chopping block. I would hate to continue wearing it and spend that time wearing something that I don't love, and also spraying and using something that someone else would love. So I still am uncertain about this, but I definitely wanted to give it another try. And there's something about it I really like. The middle of it is really nice. The beginning's a little too sharp, but there is something about the leather that I quite enjoy. So this is probably a like, not really a love, but I think it might become like a strong like. So this is what I wore on Monday. Tuesday, I went through the Sephora Favorites Vanilla sampler set to figure out what I wanted a full bottle of. I chose Juliet Has a Gun Vanilla Vibes, and then later that day we went out to Sephora and I picked it out, but I also tested out the new Flowerbomb Ruby Orchid, I believe is what it's called, and I really enjoyed that. I don't know that it has the same lasting power or performance of the original Flowerbomb or the Nectar. I think it's lacking the patchouli that makes it last, but it's also what I like about it is it has less of that patchouli. It has a lot of the other Flowerbomb nuances to it, but it's not the same, but I really did like it. So that's just another flower bomb in my list of which flower bomb to get. So so it wore off pretty quick. It doesn't have that same longevity of the other flower bombs. So later that afternoon I put on Belle, and so it was my first full wear of this one, and I honestly think that these vibe similar, just probably because of the leather, but this opens with like a really nice pear, and it's deep and it's rich. Yeah, I'm really enjoying this one. I don't enjoy it when I'm doing videos and that thing is rattling around. But anyhow, I really love this and I just think it's such a stunning bottle. So anyhow, then that evening I showered and I was getting ready for bed and I decided to put on R.E.M. I had been using Cloud 2.0 as like my bedtime scent quite a bit. And I think it may have been bothering my husband. He would prefer that I don't wear anything to bed, so I try and spray it about an hour or two before I go to bed so that it's like really settled down by that point. But I thought that this one to me seems a little sweeter. To me, this smells like my grandmother's oatmeal cookies. I couldn't tell you why. I think the fig note or something like that is causing it. She doesn't put figs in her cookies, but anyhow, that's what it reminds me of. It seems a little sweeter than Cloud, and I don't think it projects as well as Cloud, so that was another reason I tried this out. But this is a new one, so I really want to wear it, and I'm really loving this one. So I wore this one to bed, and on Wednesday I was trying out some Juliet Has a Gun samples and getting my first impressions on that. So that video will be coming up in a week or two. Then after wearing the samples, I put on Reminiscence Dragee. I love this bottle. I think it's really cute, but the cap is like really hard to get off, and I don't feel like the atomizer is on properly. It's kind of sticking up, but like I try to push out. I don't want to break it, but it has nothing to do with the scent. I love this. It is just light and airy and almondy. Almond is probably my favorite note if I could choose one. I think I have, even for my small collection, I think I have a pretty large number of almond fragrances, but it's just really nice powdered almond scent, very comforting. So then that evening I went back and I wore R.E.M. again. Then at this point I was going through and giving like kind of full wear tests to that Sephora favorite set, just kind of getting my opinions on it. I had already chosen which fragrance I wanted to purchase, but I really wanted to give my clear thoughts on each of the fragrances, so I wanted to wear them a little bit more. I knew right away what I wanted, but I didn't want a video where I just went, oh, this is the one I like. I decided to take some days and wear a different fragrance on each arm, some for comparison and some just to get my thoughts on those fragrances. So I wore Flowerbomb and Black Opium on those days, and I think maybe I was in a good mood because both of those fragrances, while I like and even Flowerbomb, I think I kind of love it. I've never been able to settle on whether I want them or not. I think there's like too many of them. I just get overwhelmed. But at the end of the day, I really, really enjoyed both of those fragrances, and they're back up there on my list of fragrances to get. I kept taking them on and off and on and off. So those are back on the list of fragrances to get. And then I'm so silly. I called it such an uneventful week. And while it really was, I forgot to mention that like we had several days of snow. Here in North Texas, I mean, that's not very common. So on those days I had decided to wear Flowerbomb and Black Opium, and I think the reason I like those fragrances as much as I did is I think they do work really, really well in that very cold temperature. So I had forgotten to mention that, so I'm gonna shove that in there. So I think that's maybe what my improved opinions on the fragrances was because of how they cut through that cold during that time. That evening, I decided to put on Mon Guerlain, and every time I wear this, I love it a little bit more. I definitely, if you ask me right now, top 5 favorite fragrances, this would definitely be in there. It's just so sweet and warm and comforting, but also like so rich and classic and just a classy, elegant fragrance, but it's also comforting. Like this is what I want my girls remembering me smelling like. So, this might be, if I had to choose just one signature scent, I think this would be what I'd want my signature scent to be. Is it my personality? Maybe not, but it is the fragrance that I want to be remembered by. So, anyhow, probably should wear it more often if that's the case. Um, the next day, I wore Vanilla Woods and By the Fireplace, and in my Sephora favorites video, I'm not sure if that'll be out by that now. If not, it'll be coming up in a video or two. Um, I go over uh, the similarities to those fragrances. I don't think that they've ever been compared, but to my nose, they do seem very similar. So in that video, I do discuss that a little bit. Then that evening, I tried the Billie Eilish fragrance. I actually ordered that for my daughter. She's turning 10. My parents are giving it to her for her birthday because my dad and her on vacation listen to a lot of Billie Eilish. It's definitely not my vibe. I don't care for that music at all. But her and her grandfather sat like most mornings listening to YouTube and listening to Billie Eilish. So he made her a fan of Billie Eilish, and so when I saw that Perfume came back in stock, I snatched it up really quick. I know there's mixed reviews on it, but I enjoyed it a little bit. I will come up with a review soon on that fragrance, but anyhow, I just wanted to get a feel for it. Then on Saturday, I wore Donna Born in Roma and Nest's Madagascar Vanilla, just to get my thoughts on those fragrances. And then, as if I weren't sick of vanilla enough, I put on Whiff of Wafflecone again that evening. I've mentioned, I think, a few times now that I'm kind of getting sick of vanillas. I think I'm just over these like winter months and these like gourmand or like super sweet vanilla fragrances and then testing all of these vanillas. I'm just ready for something fresh and light and floral for like spring and summer. Which is really weird because I'm not like a freshy kind of girl. Those are not my favorite style of fragrances, but I'm kind of getting a little sick of wearing vanilla all the time. But anyhow, I've kind of gotten past it and I'm enjoying the vanilla still. I mean, vanilla is such a universally loved scent and it's something that is really comforting. So just some days I'm like, "Ah, I don't really want to wear vanilla." And so I guess that's the blessing of having a large perfume collection. I can always choose to wear something else. So this upcoming week, I'll probably wind up wearing a lot more of those Juliet Has a Gun samples to really get a full wear of each of those and give you my thoughts. But for now, I'm just really trying to enjoy my collection every day. I really hope you've enjoyed these videos. I am enjoying making them for myself to look back on, but also for anyone to enjoy just kind of a casual chat. I don't know if there are any suggestions you guys have for things I might do differently or things you would like to see me add to these videos. I plan on continuing making them. So if you're liking them, I'd love it if you would give it a like. And if you're interested in the videos I'm making and the videos I plan on making, I would love it if you would subscribe to the channel. It would mean so much to me for you to support me that way. And I just really hope that you're having a blessed day. Bye.